Weak pansy man lists 6 things he hates about the Ford GT. That might have been one of the dumbest things I've ever said in the history of Vehicle Virgin's YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be watching and reacting to my first ever YouTube video. And I'm going to be honest, the video is absolutely terrible. But I use it as an example when people ask me, how do I start a YouTube channel? Just to jump right into it because, well, you guys will see. And then after that, I'm gonna react to the first ever viral video I ever had on YouTube. All right, let's jump right in. Look at these incredible cinematic shots we got going on with the weird audio blitz. And there is 2013 me. Man, this video is from May 31st, 2013, which puts me at almost 19 years old. I'm still 18. I look like a literal child. Let's see.
This is Parker Nierenstein from www.vehiclevirgins.com here bringing you a very special review of this 2001 BMW M5.
I do miss that car.
I'll make sure to be as biased and uninformative as possible as this is my very own car.
Thank you.
Without further ado, let's get rolling. So some specifications for you on this car.
Literally, I actually almost got into an accident in my first ever YouTube video, which probably would have made it go a lot more viral. So right now, the views on this video are at 232,000. I think that's because people go back and look at the first ever video people create, but I think it got 10 views in the first week, something like that. I remember when it first hit 100, I was literally over the moon.
$92,000 in 2001, which is a shit ton of money. But now, in 2013, actually I bought this car in 2012, the car's $17,000, which is a bitchin' deal.
The first video ever, I'm just swearing right out of the gate. I used to actually swear a decent amount in videos. The reason I stopped is my mom called me one day and she goes, "Your grandmother called me and she was upset that she can no longer watch your videos because you're swearing." So shout out to you, Grandma. I stopped swearing because of that.
400 horsepower, 370 foot-pounds of torque, 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. This thing is a friggin' monster. I don't care what you've driven before. This car is at that level where the acceleration is fun no matter what, and you really don't get used to it. And you'd think, as a luxury,
I imagine at 400 horsepower now, I'd probably get used to it. It's funny how relative horsepower is. But at the time, that car literally felt like the fastest thing I had ever been in. It might have actually been the fastest car I had driven at that point.
Why would it be fun around a racetrack or in the turns? But that's what makes this M5 the best M5 of all time, in my opinion, and in many other critics' opinions. The suspension's amazing. You feel really connected to the road.
I don't know why I chose to go from GoPros on the outside for the crappy shots of the B-roll of the car, and then on the inside I didn't use them. I think maybe I didn't have suction mounts yet, but it's a good example of not needing crazy equipment to film a YouTube video. Granted, this one's not very good. But I actually took my iPhone, I think it was iPhone 3G at the time or something like that, and smashed it into the headrest of my M5 in the passenger seat, and it kind of tilted around, and that's what you're seeing right here.
A lot of cars have the power, a lot of cars have the luxury, but not all cars, well actually very, very few, have this perfect blend of all three like this M5.
I'll still agree with that today, honestly. The E39 M5 is an amazing all-around car.
It's gotta be in the top 5 best sedans ever made. And it's incredible to think that you could have this sedan for something around $17,000.
I'm not gonna lie, this video does make me want to buy back my E39 M5, which I wanted to do for a long time. I'm gonna track down the owner.
It's not noticeably more expensive than my 2006 3 Series that I had a little while back, but it's gonna be more than buying a 2000.
Alright, so this is like just after I got the M5. I wish that the maintenance was exactly the same as my E90 330i was. The M5, I think at the end when I sold it, cost me about 25 G's in maintenance over the 5 years. So bought the car for 17, ended up selling it for 17.5, which was a huge win, but spent 25,000 along the way maintaining it, which was kind of brutal.
Done. This is amazing. Great car. You got to think again because it is going to be expensive, just like buying any exotic car. And while it's not quite an exotic, it basically is. Alright, so let's this twisty road here.
Well, it's not quite an exotic, it is, but it basically is. That is Good job, 2013 Parker. That's like what GTR owners say about their cars, not E39 M5 owners. Both of which not a supercar. There we go.
A little bit.
Let her
the
rip.
best part about this car, honestly, is the noise it makes. So let's see if we can get it straight away. And
that thing did sound pretty epic. I think it was, yeah, it was stock at this point. And then I did that muffler delete video, which maybe I should react to that in the future. If you guys do like these reaction videos, I might do another couple videos that were pretty funny over the years. That'd be fun to watch together. But with the muffler delete, this thing sounded insane. And with the supercharger, whew.
Well, an M3 might be a little better. This car is still a riot.
This car is still a riot. I'm gonna start saying that. No, I'm not.
One of the other best things about this car, which unfortunately has disappeared with the newer M cars, is that it's naturally aspirated. That means it has no turbos or no superchargers to help give it extra horsepower. Now, why is that good? It's good because the second you press on the gas pedal, you get all the power. It's incredibly reliable, and there's no what's called turbo lag or supercharger lag.
That might have been one of the dumbest things I've ever said in the history of Vehicle Virgin's YouTube channel. Yeah, it has no supercharger lag. That's one of the huge benefits of superchargers over turbochargers, is there is no lag. I don't know where that came from, but I said it, and it's forever immortalized on the internet. All right, how do I end this video? And then we're gonna move on to my first viral video, 5 things I hate about the Ford GT.
If you liked this review, you want to see more reviews, feel free to browse our YouTube channel. Subscribe, please. If you want more information or you want help deciding what the perfect first car for you is, visit www.vehicle-virgins.com.
I think it's funny that I said browse the channel, and I say browse the channel and subscribe at the end of every single video. There was no other video on this YouTube channel, so I don't know what I was asking people to look at, to be honest. So there you have it. That was my first ever YouTube video, filmed all in one take on an iPhone 3G. So if you're starting a YouTube channel, most people that I've talked to, they're like afraid to post their first video. They're working so damn hard to make sure they're perfectionists, that the world sees them in the best light possible, and then they never even post any content. Just throw some stuff out there and you'll learn along the way. I don't know if I've learned anything, but hopefully my videos are a little better. All right, on to my first ever viral video. This thing went nuts, mostly because of Car Throttle. So Car Throttle posted it on their website, and then it hit the top of their website and went kind of crazy. Then it went crazy on Reddit. I was freaking out. At this point, no videos had a bunch of views whatsoever. This thing, I think, hit like 1 million views in 24 hours or 48 hours, and it honestly freaked me out. I didn't know what was happening. So let's check this thing out, because I got absolutely roasted for this video. Jalopnik made an article. You know, I gotta find the Jalopnik article if I can. On this. Okay, this is the best thing I have ever seen. Weak Pansy Man lists 6 things he hates about the Ford GT. That to date might have been the funniest / best insult I've ever received. Weak Pansy Man. That's a title of a freaking article. Jalopnik, what are you doing, honestly? Sitting at 8.5 million views. That's actually pretty damn legit. That's one of my most viewed videos of all time. The Uber one's still sitting at the top. I think it's got like 29 million or something like that, which... That video, I almost didn't even film. I forget what was going on. I was super stressed that day, and I didn't even want to do it. I'm like, this isn't my content or whatever, and I'm really glad I did it.
The Ford GT was my favorite car we've ever reviewed on Vehicle Virgins. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to click the link here, watch it, and then come back. It's truly a phenomenal car. No car is perfect, however, so here are some of the things I hate about the Ford GT. To start things off, putting this car in reverse is practically impossible. Most cars with a 6-speed, you push it to the left a little bit harder than first gear and it goes into reverse. This car, you literally have to use 2 hands, boom, to put it in reverse. It could have made it easier.
I still stand by that statement. The car is hard to put into reverse whether you're strong or not. Obviously it's not impossible, but it's a lot harder than almost any other car I've ever driven.
Second up is the rear visibility. A lot of supercars have horrible visibility, but this is one of the worst I've ever experienced. And because the car is a 2006, it does not have a fancy display with a backup camera. So pretty much if you have to back up in any sort of a sketchy situation, you are screwed. And if you do not have a friend to help you out, it is going to be a nerve-wracking experience. While the doors in this car are pretty cool, every time you close
Something about
it,
this
you feel
angle
like
is
you're going to
hilarious
get
to me. I don't know why.
decapitated. So I ducked my head. Because you've got this piece up here coming in fast, it feels like you're going to crush your head in between the door and the roof. And in fact, if you're over 6 feet tall, that probably would happen. So every time I tilt my head to the side and then shut it.
Still to this day, when I get into an 06 Ford GT, I'm afraid of smashing my head against the door. Definitely a valid point. I don't know why that clip's funny to me.
If you're in a parking lot or a confined space, getting out of the Ford GT is a nightmare. Because you've got this built-in roof here on the door, if you can only open the door this much, it's really difficult getting out.
Honestly, that's not even an exaggeration. If you've got a 2-car garage, let's say, and you're trying to park 2 cars next to each other, there's almost no way you're going to get into the Ford GT. And if you park it at a parking lot, somebody parks next to you, it's a little bit sketch if they are close.
Well, I hope you found this video informative. Like always, please browse our channel and subscribe. If there's any other cars you'd like to see us review or videos you'd like to see us make, please leave a comment below. If you could go on facebook.com/vehiclevirgins and give us a like there, that'd be great.
Facebook.com/vehiclevirgins with the shout out. Funny enough, I'm actually posting a lot more on my Facebook page. So if you guys happen to use Facebook, hit facebook.com/vehiclevirgins. Damn, that plug is still relevant 7.5 years later. And I guess that was the start of my outro, which we will do now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.